This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Recognized by friends and foes alike for his plain and gentle manners in the privacy of his home or office, Monroe proved a fearless and bold leader in war and peace. A champion of the Bill of Rights, Monroe fought the secrecy rule in the U.S. Senate, opening the halls of government to the eyes, ears, and voices of the people for the first time in history. As governor of Virginia, Monroe brought education to illiterate children by establishing the first state-supported public schools, and he enriched their parents with a network of publicly built roads that let them speed the products of their labor to market. Sent to France as George Washington's minister during the French Revolution, Monroe saved Tom Paine's life, then risked his life smuggling the Lafayette family out of France. A decade later, as President Jefferson's minister to France, Monroe engineered the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the size of the United States without firing a shot and extending American territory from the Atlantic Ocean to the Rocky Mountains. As Secretary of War in the War of 1812, he all but charged into battle to prevent the British from burning the Capitol and the White House. Elected fifth President of the United States, Monroe transformed a fragile little nation, a savage wilderness, as Edmund Burke put it, into a glorious empire. Although George Washington had won the nation's independence, he bequeathed a relatively small country, rent by political factions, beset by foreign enemies, populated by a largely unskilled, unpropertied people, and ruled by oligarchs who controlled most of the nation's land and wealth. Washington's three successors, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, were mere caretaker presidents who left the nation bankrupt, its people deeply divided, its borders under attack, its capital city in ashes. Monroe took office determined to lead the nation to greatness by making the United States impregnable to foreign attack and ensuring the safety of Americans across the face of the continent. He expanded the nation's military and naval power, then sent American troops to rip Florida and parts of the West from the Spanish, extending the nation's borders to the natural defenses of the Rocky Mountains in the west and the rivers, lakes, and oceans of the nation's other borders. Secure that they and their families and properties would be safe, Americans streamed westward to claim their share of America, carving farms out of virgin plains, harvesting furs and pelts from superabundant wildlife, culling timber from vast forests, and chiseling ore from rich mountainsides. In an era when land, not money, was wealth, the land rush added 6 states and scores of towns and villages to the Union and produced the largest redistribution of wealth in the annals of man. Never before had a sovereign state transferred ownership of so much land and so much political power to so many people not of noble rank. For with land ownership, Americans gained the right to vote, stand for office, and govern themselves, their communities, their states, and their nation.